press play again. Two roommates, one remote. The rewatch podcast where we dive back into the shows and movies we couldn't stop talking about in college, and probably still can't. We're your hosts, Anna and Megan, two roommates with one remote, ready to laugh, debate, and maybe get a little too nostalgic as we revisit the classics and discover a few new favorites along the way. So grab your popcorn, press play, and hang out with us as we rewind it all, episode by episode, movie by movie.
That was heavy.
It was. Do you want to read the synopsis just to
Sure.
dive right in?
So, the synopsis for episode 5 is emotions run high during the monthly night of the full moon when parental problems cast a pall over Dawson and Joey's new romance as Dawson finds himself stuck in the middle of Gail and Mitch's hostile feud over people they invited over. He with Miss Jacobs over the property, and she with a new coworker. Meanwhile, Pacey is troubled when he tries to meet Andy's elusive parents and sees firsthand the home life that Andy avoids, which involves her delusional mother unable to let go of Andy and Jack's older brother who died. The tension between Jen and Abby increases as Jen invites Vincent over to her house for a date. Left alone to run the ice house, Joey and Jack share a tender moment during a power outage. There's a lot that happens in this episode.
This episode aired on November 4th, 1998. It has a popularity rating of 45 out of 128 and an IMDb user rating of 42 out of 128.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You disagree?
Both of those are higher than I would have thought.
Oh, you're not going to like my rating.
That's okay. You're not going to like mine?
I can't wait to know why, though. Because I'm ready to defend mine.
Well, I'm not going to insult you or no reason to
It
defend.
will be insulting, whatever you give it. I'm just kidding.
That's fine. I'll eat my cookie and be okay.
So this one seems like a pretty easy one to break it into chunks of storyline versus scene by
flips
scene.
Back and forth a lot.
What I will say is how it begins. I really loved. We start with Mitch. Other than Dawson and Joey outside his room that sets up the episode, talking about the full moon, and I completely understand what she's saying about weird things happen when it's full moon.
My sister and I have always had a saying about weird things happen on full moons.
I was a teacher. Weird things do happen on a full moon.
Working in a medical setting, it doesn't matter what the things that happen around a full moon, it never fails. It's crazy.
Yeah. It really is true. And so she just sets up the episode of weird things are going to happen with this full moon. Dawson, rose-colored glasses, thinks that it's romantic, of course.
Yes, of course.
So then, though, after the credits, or after the opening theme song, we get into this scene flip a little bit where we go from Mitch and Tamara. It's all downtown, but we go from Mitch and Tamara talking about the warehouse. As Tamara and Mitch walk off in one direction, here comes Jen in another. Vincent walks up to her. He's flirty with her. If I could for a second forget that she is 16, it would be such a cute little vibey relationship that they've got, a little flirtatious thing.
Pretty much.
I think that because she sometimes pretends that she's older than she is. He clearly does not know. How? I don't know. He does not know that she's a teenager. Maybe he thought she was 18.
I was about to say, if he thinks she's a teenager, I don't think that he realizes she's 16.
Yeah. But the way, it's just very fun flirtatious. It's still wrong. It's still wrong. Yeah. So if I can forget, I'm like, oh, if this was legal, this will be cute. But what I noted is that he looks exactly the same age as Billy.
No, I thought that too.
They do. There's no difference there. No difference whatsoever.
No, but it also explains if she were to have a type or a taste.
They do.
You're looking at it.
He definitely looks better than Billy. But
dresses a little better than Billy too.
Yeah, he's cute. In that rugged, scruffy kind of way. But so he convinces her to go out with him. Okay. As she walks off from him. Here comes Andy walking up to go into the video store where Pacey is.
Yes.
And I really just liked how it was just like, with this one leaves, here comes the other. It was
Yeah,
directed really well. That was a really cool
it
setup.
was. And especially in the middle of downtown
hmm
Wilmington.
Just to give us a glimpse of what each group is going to be dealing with in this episode
Mhm.
right off the bat. It
Mhm.
was a really creative way to lay all of it out there for us. She
Mhm.
goes in to rent a movie. Really, I think she just wants to see him.
Yeah.
Any excuse to see Pacey. They have their fun banter. He asks her to go out with him. She still tries to play hard to get and says, "I want to be asked nicely."
Yeah.
And then he, in his sweet little voice, he drops it into a more tender way of speaking and says, "Andy, will you go out with me tonight?" I'm telling you, I melt every single time. I love him so much. In this episode, I cried. I cried multiple times. I teared up. I'll say that. I teared up multiple times. Wasn't full blown tears. But they agree. We get this moment, though, before we break into different chunks of people. We get this moment where he's like, "Okay, I'll pick you up." She flips out.
Oh
"You
yeah.
cannot do that. No." And she just says, "I'll meet you there." And he, in his sweet little way, he says, "It's a date, Andy. I'll pick you up."
Mhm.
Bat my eyes, flutter my heart.
Yes.
She still is like fighting him. Then she says, "We'll meet at the ice house." He says no. And it almost seems like she finally gives in, is like, okay. But really, they have no resolution because then, as we find out later,
Well, I thought she even said, well, I think that she went back to, okay, I'll see you at 7:30,
uh-huh.
and it left me under the impression that fine, you can come get me.
Yes, me too.
But, for whatever reason, that's not actually what happened.
No, no. Do you want to just start with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Pacey goes to pick her up.
Mhm.
Well, he says, "I'm so." Her mom answers the door. And he says, "Is she mad at me? I'm sorry I'm late. We've already missed the movie." Because what we find out is that he said, "I couldn't remember if we were meeting at the movie theater, the ice house here. Couldn't figure out where we left things." And so it was a very innocent,
Mhm.
"I missed where to go." So he shows up there. She doesn't say, "Oh, she's not here." She
No.
just is in this state of, "I'm getting the table ready and you're so sweet and I've heard all about you," just like this perfect housewife type
Mhm.
thing. And she says that she makes a comment about Andy's dad, who she says his name is Will, but later on in the show his name is actually Joseph.
Mhm.
Continuity. But, or maybe she forgets. Who knows with her mom at this
I
point.
think they just use that to their advantage later, but it doesn't matter.
So then she also says that he can meet her brother Tim. Well, she
Mhm.
says Tim, and he's like, "Who's Tim?"
Yeah, and
And
she says she's gonna go get him.
yes, she's calling for him. He must have his headphones on. He can't hear me.
Mhm.
And we, as the audience, don't really know what the situation is. Or, oh, we just haven't heard about brother Tim. And she says he comes home from college on the
Mhm.
weekend sometimes. So this whole episode, other than the beginning, kind of takes place over just a couple hours, I would say, because
Yeah.
when we flip between scenes, like no time has passed. They just have to
Mm-mm.
show us the different people all at the same time.
Correct.
So we flip, and Andy is walking into the ice house
Mhm.
where Jack and Joey are, and she's looking for Pacey
Mhm.
because she went to the movie theater and he wasn't there.
The
So
movie's
now
already
the movie's
started,
already
so
started.
she's freaking out that he must have gone
Yes,
somewhere else.
yes. Or, but she has this moment of, "Or he just stood me up." Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. And then she has this clarity moment of,
Mhm.
"Oh shoot, he went to the house." She
Mhm.
starts freaking out. Jack's trying to calm her down. She runs out hysterical,
Yes.
and he doesn't know what to do.
Mm-mm.
But eventually, she gets back home, runs in. We never see the mom. Well, we don't see the mom again in this episode. I
No.
would say never. But we don't see her again. She goes upstairs, finds him, and we don't see her again.
Yeah.
But Andy runs in, tries to get Pacey to leave.
Yes.
I mean, my my heart. Honestly, part of it is probably because I know where we go with this storyline, but it really does break. Oh, something in me just like is so. My heart breaks for Andy,
Mhm.
the whole family, and just the worry that she has of, it's not. He thinks it's because she is embarrassed of him,
Correct.
and doesn't want her rich high society family to meet him, but it's really the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And she is so worried and
Yes.
nervous.
Yes.
High level of anxiety at this moment. And he thinks that this is just, it's rude. We're not leaving. Your mom invited me to stay for dinner. It would be
Right.
rude to leave. And he's kind of getting mad because he thinks she's embarrassed of him.
Right.
Because that's what he's used to from people.
Yes.
He's kind of got a chip on his shoulder about that a little bit. But my favorite part between them was their ending conversation, where they're in the kitchen. It's dark. I just thought the episode was directed well, and just laid out well. Camera work, everything. It was just great. The lighting. They're just sitting in the kitchen, which really just highlights the tone of the conversation. And she's telling him about her brother, Tim, who she has now informed him
is dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
My mom's calling, and like we all of a sudden, it's all over Pacey's face that he's registering what she's saying. We as the audience are realizing she's calling for someone who is not there.
Right.
This is why Andy doesn't want him
She's
there.
not in her right mind, essentially.
Yes. And she's telling him about the car accident, and the mom was the one driving. And I got a sense that they all blame themselves in different ways, because she even says Jack and I were in the back seat trying to get Tim's attention because we were always fighting for his attention. And so her and Jack blame themselves that they were a distraction for the mom, but the mom blames herself because she was the one actually driving and took her eyes away. Dad blames himself because he couldn't be the one to drive. It's just this cycle and this terrible circle of grief that nobody can get out of.
On top of her informing Pacey that, her dad, it was too much for him to handle in the long run, so he's not there anymore. He left.
But he's handling the business that's also going under.
Yeah.
So we realize she's not the rich girl that Pacey assumed she was in the beginning. That's what Jack meant.
Right.
And he told him that.
And beyond just that she's not the rich girl, she's, whatever picture in his mind he's painted of her, he's realizing is nothing like that. I mean, she's admitting to all of the stress and everything that she's internalizing about her home life that she doesn't want out there in the open, and that she has kept guarded and protected. And here he is. He's just walked right into it.
She even tells him, please don't tell anybody. I don't want my mom to be the center of gossip in this town. And he just very quietly says, I won't say a word.
Because who else to know what that's like better than him?
Absolutely. I mean, the source of one of his biggest scandals is still in town right now.
Yes.
I mean, I think that he is the perfect person to be able to walk into this with Andy and comfort her.
With empathy.
Without pity and judgment, but with empathy and just care and gentleness. When she's telling him, and at the end she just says, I'm doing it all by myself, because she's just said this about her dad being staying in Providence.
She's the only one that can handle her mom.
Jack, and she even says, Jack tries. So she's not putting it off like he doesn't do anything, but he tries. But when you have siblings where one just can't handle it, the other one picks up the slack whether they want to or not.
Correct.
I mean, we've talked about that recently.
Yes.
And she says, I'm doing it all. And we see this teenager with carrying the weight of the world. When you are having, I really can't imagine, because thankfully I've never had to deal with this, seeing a parent just not be able to take care of themselves, and you have to step up to and take care of somebody who is supposed to be taking care of you.
Right.
It
forces a level of maturity, whether you're ready for it or not, which I feel like kind of, I hadn't thought about till now. She's so scatterbrained sometimes, And, I mean, half of it comes across as just ditzy, but who's not to say that that's not because she's got so much going on in her
Exactly.
head?
Yes, definitely. She.
Because we know she's bright, she's witty, she's quick, all
Mhm.
those things, but, you know.
I don't think she's ever had, because I I think she has to stay strong to take care
Mm-hmm.
of her mom. She wants to stay strong for Jack, but even if she does break down in front of Jack, he she said he doesn't know how to handle these things. He doesn't know how to
Mm-mm.
handle it with the mom. He doesn't fully know how to handle it with her.
Mm-mm.
She has not had anybody be able to just comfort her
Oh, no.
until
Mm-hmm.
now. When he tries to pick her up and give her a hug, and she says, "I don't want your pity." I felt that.
Oh, yeah.
1000% felt that,
Yes. Yes.
because that's how it would feel in that moment to the person who has just unloaded all of this
Mm-hmm.
stuff about how all the horrible, terrible, traumatic things with your family, and then this person is now trying to give me a hug. What? No, I, I don't want your pity. I
Mm-hmm.
get it, but then he doesn't stop.
Mm-mm.
That's why I love Pacey. That's why I love Pacey so much,
Mm-hmm.
because he just is. He's persistent, and he's
Well, he's
still.
the right kind of persistent.
Yes, yes, and he tells her it's not pity, and he
Mm-mm.
just continues to pull her close, not
Mm-hmm.
forcefully,
No, but.
but with a gentle sternness, like, "No, you need this, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be here." And she even still tries to fight him off, but he continues, and he just hugs her, and she melts into his arms. She is crying, and I just love it so much,
I know.
because she needs somebody to be able to just let her decompress.
Everybody needs that.
Yes, everybody needs Pacey.
I know.
It's one of my, as tragic as the storyline is and will continue to be, it's one of my favorite storylines,
Mm-hmm.
just because it shows lots of different layers and things, and it
Mm-hmm.
shows the strength
Mm-hmm.
of a teenager, multiple teenagers. Jack walks in on this. Pacey has to show strength through all of it,
Oh, yeah.
and then the just it also shows us just the pain of what that's like to have to be in the middle of that
To
family.
shoulder all of that weight
Mm,
and at the same time keep it concealed because you don't want it out in the public. And I mean, you're doing it alone.
yeah,
I mean, you've got a sibling left, but
he can't deal with it either.
no. I mean, why
He
else
has
do you
his
think
own
that he's
grief.
tried to get a job and all those things? And I thought about it a few times during the episode of how she's just as guilty of not wanting to be home as Pacey.
Mhm. Mhm. For different reasons, but
Mm-hmm.
they get to be that safe place for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably the only real thing I liked about this episode.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it. I love this episode. Okay, real quick. Jen and Abby. Jen slaps her across the
Oh,
face, and it's one of the
oh,
best parts of the
yes,
episode.
she had that coming.
It was so great. It was so great. She deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a bag full of stolen items, and then
Yes.
she's just continuously
Well,
putting Jen down.
before we get to that point, she comes in to try to make up with Jen and tries to smooth things over, and then I'm sorry, but this is dumb on Jen's part because she should have known better than to just blurt out that she now has a date with Vincent after Abby has accused her of stealing him from her. And the only one who's stealing anything is Abby at this moment. And number two, he was never yours to begin with. When we actually see the rest of the episode play out, he's not anything anybody really needs anyway.
Yeah.
So not going to get into that right now anyway, but no, she straight up had that come in after trying to two-faced make up with Jen, and then when Jen says that she's now got a date with Vincent, I mean, here comes the other side of that ugly
Yeah.
ugly demonic snake she is
Yeah.
to bite her and smack.
Oh, it was great. I mean, the
It was great.
sound,
Yes.
it was a good slap.
It was a good
Because
slap.
Jen had just taken too much. She had called her too many names.
Yeah, calling her an easy lay. I mean,
I mean, come on, Jen. I know you need friends, but you should know this is
yeah,
not a good one.
yeah, exactly.
She's not loyal. She's not nice.
No, and I might be skipping, but you know who I was excited to see?
Grams.
I know. I put it in all caps.
Okay.
She's back.
Let's keep talking about Jen's storyline then.
Yes.
Because Abby, they leave each other downtown where after Jen slaps her, it's wonderful. And she tells her never to speak to her again.
Correct.
And then Jen is getting ready for her date with
Mhm.
Vincent.
Mhm.
He's coming to her house. While she's getting ready, Grams comes in, invites her to Bible study one more time. She leaves. She says, I won't be home late. The door, someone's knocking on the door. It's Abby.
Exactly. I told you not to speak to me again. I wouldn't have even opened the door.
Abby wants something from Jen. She knows that Jen can help her. I don't know if that's the right term to use. She can get something from Jen.
Right.
She has another person to go and do all of these crazy things with, and if need be, blame things on.
Correct.
She just is a user, is what
Yes.
she is.
Yes.
But she comes in, Jen pushes her out, and we think that Abby is gone for the time being.
Yeah, right. I knew better. I didn't remember what happens, but I knew better.
We see Dawson walks upstairs, and we don't see her. We just hear her say, "Oh my God," like she does.
He's like, what?
She has got the binoculars.
Yes, and is spying on Jen and Vincent next door.
I feel that because I didn't quite get the binoculars out last weekend, but there was some stuff happening across the street. The cops came.
What?
You didn't see my Snapchats?
No, I haven't been on Snapchat in a while. Everything's just sitting there unopened.
Well, I have videos from last week. I sent
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me
about
I'm gonna have to open them.
Yes.
Sorry.
I was down in the garage looking through the window out the bushes.
Oh God.
There was some drama. I don't know. Somebody took off walking down the road. It was so dramatic. So I feel Abby, the nosiness and her needing to know what's going on. She takes it too far though.
Yeah,
she is
she
spying
does.
on Jen and Vincent. She sees them making out, and then she tries to make a move on Dawson.
Oh, gross.
It was hilarious.
Maybe that's what it was that I was eating a bite of my cookie. It's like, oh, gross. I just wanted to finish my cookie.
She is giving him a shoulder massage and trying to flirt with him.
Yeah, he's so tense. And then she's like trying to tell him that he smells good.
And he just is sitting there with this kind of smile, but it's not like an enjoyable smile. It's like,
I'm so
what
confused.
is happening right now? Which is kind of the same smile and look and expression he had 2 episodes ago when Jen was doing that during that school project.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, he's not embracing it, and he's not making them think he is enjoying it, but he's frozen in like, what the heck is happening right now?
Yeah.
How is this happening?
You can literally see the wheels turning on Abby's face about how she can get Jen back if she can get Dawson to reciprocate anything. And Joey doesn't have to know. And at that moment, that's when he like snaps back to reality and stops the whole thing.
It's like, what's happening? What are you doing?
I mean, he still shouldn't have sat there as long as he did.
I will get to Dawson. I'm going to defend him this episode.
That's okay. I'm not being ugly. I was just saying. I mean, I appreciated what. We'll get to him in a minute. We'll go there.
Jen and her date.
Oh dear.
Again, them sitting on the porch, the flirty nature of it all. I did not feel like if he was talking to anybody else, he was not cringy. It was like flirty, like,
no, yeah,
it was nice.
Well, and for what it's worth, when they're sitting there and they've had their coffee and whatever on the porch, I noted that Jen looks pretty.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing. She looks
He
great.
looks old.
He does.
And the lighting, I think, on that one was deliberate.
He does.
She looks older than she is or is portraying, but at the same
I think
time,
he's got to think she's at least 18.
probably. And at the least, I just, she looks very pretty. It in its own way tastefully older, but not like she's necessarily trying too hard, or that
Yeah.
anybody that was dressing her was trying to make her look too much older.
She does look more mature than another 16-year-old.
Yes,
Joey, for
yes,
instance.
but he looks strikingly older than her in
He
these
does.
scenes.
He does.
I mean, as he should. The conversation where they start swapping personal stories.
She asked that question first, though.
She did, and that started to make that, at that point I was uncomfortable.
She does try to say we need to stop.
Yeah, it's gone
and
too
he
far. Yeah,
still is trying. He's like, why stop now?
it's just getting to the good part.
And as soon as she said we need to stop, he should have stopped. Blurts out, I'm 16. And he jumps
I mean, he does
back.
freak out, but I guess I wasn't. I guess I was
Yeah.
making my notes.
Well, he doesn't jump off the table. He's like leans up from her, so he's still technically over her, and he's like,
Right.
"What?" And that's when Grams walks in and says,
Yes.
"Yes, she's 16," and that's when he's out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you weren't.
So,
oh, Grams.
I am so glad Grams walked in.
Me too. I kept waiting on it.
I know. And the whole when Jen is out on the steps crying, and Grams walks out, I missed some of what Grams was saying, so you can fill in whatever you want to say about it. What I took away from it, even at the end when I kind of clocked back in, was she is scared for the way Jen is going, like the direction she is going.
As she should be.
She's scared of what that, because that's how she got sent to Cape Side in the first place, and she's afraid of the path she's going down.
Jen has the nerve to tell her that she didn't have to break it up or step in, that she had everything under control. No, ma'am, you did not. That was headed south real fast. I don't know what you thought you had under control, but but Gramps just tells her that, like you're saying, this is how you ended up here. And I don't want to see you slide back into your New York lifestyle tendencies and whatever else, or however else she said it. And Jen sees her coming or hears her coming, and it's like, I don't come preach at me. And it ain't even about that at this point. And Grams kind of lets her know.
I'm leaving God out of this. She said, I'll handle this one myself.
Correct.
Jen still has a chip on her shoulder. So that's where we leave off with that. Yeah. Jack and Joey are working at the ice house on this full moon night. They have one customer, this man who's drinking coffee, and honestly, every single time I watch this episode, the first time I see him on screen, I think he looks like Jack and Andy's dad.
I think that too. Yes.
When they show him again in a different angle, and obviously it's not the same actor, but every time I think he could be. Yeah. So then I stop and think to myself, is it? And they just don't say that, but it's not.
No, it's not. And in a way, I almost feel like that may have been intentional, because when they get to the conversation or point when they're discussing what his life could look like and why he might be there, and then Jack says, or he might have lost a kid. I think that is to relate to the story that we begin to learn about Jack and Andy's family. Yeah. At least that's the way I took it. Yeah. But no, I thought that too.
Every time. I mean, no matter how many times I watch it, every time I see him first, I'm like, he looks just like him.
This was only my second time seeing it, but not that I remembered thinking it the first time, but they do clearly look a lot alike from that angle and across the room.
Yeah. So the power flickers, and said the pump on the lobster tank goes out. So they're like
freaking out
and trying to save the lobsters, and the man is like, just unplug it and plug it back in.
Yes.
It's really funny that these two teenagers don't know what to do. And
well, no, Jack gets down there with some pliers to do something, and then the whole place goes out. Because that's realistic.
Well, what was really funny is when it first happened, she's like, "Oh my gosh, if we do, the pump went out," and he says, "I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't touch it." That was really funny
Yes.
because every episode they're talking to him like he
Yes.
is incompetent and a
Yes.
screw up and clumsy.
But he ran the ice house for a day.
And he locks it up on this episode too. He locked it up the first night when he told her to go to the dock
True.
party.
I can't. Whatever.
So this, as they're cleaning up,
Mm-hmm.
they find the tip that they didn't think the man had left after he disappears.
Yeah.
And it's $100. And Joey runs over. We're rich. And
Yeah.
it's just
Gives him a
really
hug.
funny. And they hug. And
his face registers.
He is clearly developing a crush. And it's been coming. I mean, the art stuff in the last episode, I think the more time he spends with her, he likes things about Joey.
Well, yeah, there's a connection there
Mm-hmm.
on some common interests. They don't know each other, which can lend to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I partly feel like some of this is written in a way to help make this, because we end up learning about Jack later. You know what I mean? Like, that's
I don't fully think he understands that about himself right now.
maybe so.
Not quite. I think it's coming very soon.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
that's true.
They
That's
could have
true.
written it in that way for sure.
I kind of had, especially coming back and seeing this the second time around, the way that they wrote season 1 was to lead you to want Joey and Dawson to be together. You know what I mean? We talked about that. I kind of felt like this has been slowly building up to, is Joey going to start falling for Jack? You know, it's like a potential plot twist in its own way. But at the least, I mean, yeah, there's some kind of feelings or something stirring.
Yes. Well, because the last episode we leave off with Dawson asking her what has she decided about the dilemma of her needing something else in her life other than just him.
Yeah.
And now we pick up in this episode where she's already found a commonality with Jack and she enjoys his friendship.
Yes.
That fast friend. We have things in common. We can talk and relate about things. And honestly, if they get more into it, I feel like they could relate on like a more personal, like family wise level
absolutely.
too. And I think now whether he knows that this is why or not, I think he kind of can confuse those feelings with like a crush on her. But I don't know that he fully understands that it's of how he really feels.
Yes.
I don't know that he fully understands that quite yet. I think that in the next couple episodes he starts to
he'll figure it out
that something's not right.
He'll figure it out.
But they end up kissing. They turn off the lamps because they're closing everything up. All we have is the light from the full moon, and she starts to walk away, and he pulls her back.
Yep.
And she doesn't push away right away.
Nope.
She kisses him back.
Which, I'm not gonna lie, that part I saw coming. Like, there is something to be said for, like, when you have somebody with the same interest of, there's just something about that kind of a connection.
Yeah.
That it can either burn red hot or it can blow up in your face.
Yeah.
As far, like, if a relationship were to spur out of it. But I think everybody kind of sees it or saw it coming. But you're right, she kissed him back. She didn't immediately push away.
She does. And even later on, you can see the guilt written all over her. She does feel guilty for it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's more guilt than Dawson's ever shown for the multiple kisses that he's had that he's never told her about.
That is right. And it is coming in the next episode where he finds out about the Jack and Joey kiss and he blows up. We'll
Oh,
talk
I
about
forgot
that
about
on
that. Yeah.
that episode.
Well,
But he has
we
done
have a
that. Oh,
slight
I
laundry
forgot
list of.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, I can't remember. Does that come up?
It's been so long, I don't remember
I
it.
mean, how would it? Jen's the only one who knows. And she tries to worm her way back in.
Yeah.
So.
She's been doing that.
I know, but she sees an opening when he's mad at Joey.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Dawson storyline of this episode is a big one.
Yes, it is.
And it's centered mainly around his parents. It's not even him necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
They continue to put him in the middle of their relationship.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
We really open up though with his storyline, and he's in the kitchen with Joey
Mm-hmm.
at his house, and they're studying. And here
Oh
comes
God.
here comes Mitch.
Yes.
And it is the most awkward thing where
Yes.
he's like, "Oh, it's Saturday night. That seems like a Thursday night activity where she's inviting a coworker over."
Yes.
Now, if this was more than one coworker invited over for dinner, it'd be one thing. But then we find out it is literally one coworker, and she's got on a short little black dress, and they've broken out the wine.
Yeah, and she's cooking.
Yeah. It is giving, intentionally or not. If I was that coworker, I would be thinking a vibe is trying to be set right here.
If I were the coworker, I would be questioning some things. Like, you're having me to your house, you're married. You know what I mean? Like, the math would not be mathing.
And they are sharing work stories like they've worked together before.
Right.
So does he know her history?
Well, I mean, that would be a good question.
Dawson, though, is like, what's Thursday nights?
Yeah. And Mitch just like dismisses it. Don't, like, whatever he says about either don't ask or something. I don't know.
You can't choose when you want him in the middle of your business and when you don't.
No.
You put him in it too many times. Now when he's questioning things, you're shutting him up and telling him to go to his room.
Yeah.
I really felt bad for Dawson this episode.
I did too.
Like, my heart hurt for him because I have lived through it. Like, listening to the arguments, hearing the fighting, it something you don't know how to like block it out necessarily. And even if you can physically block it out in that moment, it's still, you're carrying it with you. And he now is he's already had to deal with the fact that his mom had an affair.
Correct.
His parents seemingly were trying to work it out by staying together. So to him, because he is a little he's self-absorbed. That's fine enough for him. He sees that they're still in the same house. They're going to counseling. They're fine. Everything has worked out. He's now getting a glimpse. It's not.
Exactly.
Something's still wrong. And he's
trying to fight for his family.
He is. And I applaud him for that.
I do too.
He shouldn't have to be the one making them be adults and have conversations.
Nope.
But he is. And he tells Joey as she's leaving for work that he's like, I don't know what this Thursday night is. I don't know what their deal is going on. And you can see that she knows something is not right, but she does just say, it's the full moon, Dawson. It'll be fine. Because how do you...
Well, I mean, furthermore, think about it. This is the only family she's had that's been relatively stable, right? She's made mention of that before. To her, I'm sure she probably doesn't foresee them actually going through with a divorce. She's probably like, your family, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
That doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough if there's a knockdown drag out in the family and if the kids get put in the middle. It should never have to be like that.
He's having to hear the different digs that they're taking at each other too about.
And Lord, those were low blows.
They were on both sides. I do side more with Gail in this instance. I'm going to be honest.
Right.
Her digs were they were low too about supporting him in this restaurant that's never going to happen. But she's been hearing him talk about it for years, even before the affair. So
Right. I mean, it's not like he's dreaming up this dream
mhm.
while he's doing something else in the meantime.
Yes.
Go find something to help fund things while you think about them.
Hmm. Why you make your dream come true, like
Yeah,
Vincent being a
I
fisherman
mean,
while he's saving up for law school.
I'm not excusing her infidelity, but I mean, the woman's been apparent. Like, I don't feel like I fully realized until this episode that she's the only one bringing in
Hmm. Yeah,
an income.
she is supporting everybody.
I mean, I can't fully imagine, but I feel like I could imagine some resentment on her end of like, I don't get the luxury of just daydreaming all
Hmm.
day about some restaurant or venture in a future career of this, but you know
I get the anger and the lashing out that she's doing
mhm.
because she's tired of it. She has apologized.
Well,
It does not excuse what she actually did,
no.
but she is apologizing over and over, and she's trying to take steps forward, and he will give her some, and then they take 10 steps back, and she is this back and forth seesaw of, I don't know what you want anymore, Mitch.
Right. I mean, that part is the part that would just send me. Like, it,
Hmm. And he just keeps making these digs at her.
well, beating her over the head with it.
He
And
is.
you literally can't move on if that's the way it's going to go. And I mean, obviously I'm about to skip a little bit. They have their respective guests over that
Tomorrow.
night, and I know, and I'll come back to that in a second. But when he calls both parents into the kitchen and he is shutting the doors and we're gonna deal with this,
Hmm.
awkward
Hmm.
with those people
Well,
in earshot.
yes. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
But telling his dad, you have got to forgive her, get over your pride, figure this out and move forward.
It did feel like a teenage response. Like the simple fact of get over it, essentially.
Yeah.
But I understand what Dawson's saying at the same
Yeah.
time. It goes without saying, get over it or move on from,
Right,
or
right.
like do something else.
Right.
Make a decision, which is what Gail has been saying too.
Yes. Yes.
So, but the way Dawson did, I understood exactly what he was
Yeah.
saying, where he was coming from. It did feel like a teenage response, which is what it should have felt like. So I
Mhm.
do appreciate that. But as Tamara shows up, Gail's in there with her coworker. Tamara shows up.
She answers the door.
She answers the door. Mitch didn't invite Tamara over. She shows up
Nope.
on her own.
She
But you
did.
know what I noticed about Gail and the coworker before she opens the door with
What?
Tamara? Is that Gail has the same air about her as Tamara. That everything is flirty and everything she says, like she's sitting very close to that coworker on the couch with her
Yeah.
short skirt.
Yeah.
Everything, even without meaning to or intentionally
Mhm.
flirting with him, it's coming across in a flirty way.
Right. Or that there's more interest behind this
Hmm.
than just
That's tomorrow too.
yeah. No,
Hmm.
absolutely. That goes back to that, you know, it's in some cases can be unintentional, but it's just a
Hmm. Hmm.
personality.
It
You can call
happens without you doing it on purpose.
you
Jen
can,
has that
yeah,
too.
you can call it a personality trait. It could also be a flaw. It it,
Uh-huh.
it goes both ways.
Yeah. But they go in another room and they're talking about the plans for the warehouse, sitting very close. And Dawson comes down the stairs and looks in one room and sees this,
Did
looks in another room and sees it.
I'm sorry to go back. Did you catch some of the
The tension between Gail and Tamara.
yeah, and Mitch is like, "You know her, don't you?" And her response
Yeah.
is that
PTA.
mhm.
Hmm.
There was something
Hmm.
to that was
Gail
subtext
knows.
that was we
Small
know she knows.
town.
We know she knows. Whoo! I mean that was tension you could have cut with a butter knife.
Hmm.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. It was awkward.
It was very awkward. But I mean, the look of confusion as well and surprise on Gail's face when she saw her on their doorstep. She's looking for Mitch. Oh.
So
But I
to
mean,
her, she thinks he's called her there.
correct. But, then she's like, well, I'm here to look over some blueprints
Mm-hmm.
again.
I'm desperate to sell. Desperate or something.
Yeah. We won't go there. But there was a lot of unsaid
Mm-hmm.
stuff
We
that took
felt the
place.
tension, which means it was done well.
Yes, it was.
We could feel every. Honestly, that's part of what I was going to say with the whole episode. In every situation, we could feel what was intended to feel in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
The heaviness of Pacey and Andy,
Mm-hmm.
the awkwardness of Jack and Joey, and the guilt that now they carried between the two of them and the kiss.
Mm-hmm.
We could feel everything that it was intended. We could feel Dawson's urgency to fix his family. Honestly, we could feel the tension between Jen and Vincent, but then also the urgency of, oh crap, I've taken this too far.
Yeah.
We need to stop. Like everything was done really well in this episode.
Mm-hmm. I'm not
The way it
denying
was
that.
intended to. So when Dawson is seeing this between his parents, he is now he is worried, as he has been this entire episode,
Mm-hmm.
that something is not right. Things are not as he thought they were.
Right.
And then when Abby in his room is saying, you don't have to tell Joey, after she's coming on to him.
Yes.
You don't have to tell Joey. It can be like an open relationship.
It clicks.
That's where he realizes,
Is that what's going on
and
downstairs?
he goes down, closes the doors, he says, are y'all having an open marriage?
And it gets real awkward. There's not an immediate response because he's figured it out.
Yeah. And he says exactly what we've been saying. You are trying to heal something by bringing other people into this. It's only hurting it more.
Yes.
Idiot.
Yes.
And he, the whole, him trying, excuse me. Gail is like, I have company, and she tries to walk out, and he says, no, you are going to stay, and we're going to talk about this.
Yes.
And he is trying to force them, but in the best way. It's not a normal force from Dawson. Force them to actually have a conversation and work these things out because they are married and they should.
Yes.
And they continue these digs about the restaurant, about the supporting.
Yes.
And he says it's not always just supporting financially. And Mitch has the comment that it's not always all about sex. And oh my gosh. I am just exhausted by Mitch, I'm going to be honest.
I am too.
I would be the same way as Gail at this point. Like, what's happened? We either need to call it or something. I can't do it anymore.
Mm-mm.
Which I think he wants her to be the one that.
Well, I don't mean to be ugly, but Mitch can be a little bit of a coward.
Yeah.
Or have cowardly tendencies.
Well, when Gail walks out back into the room with her coworker, and Dawson, he yells.
Yes.
And tell them to basically go after her and fix this.
Forgive her.
Or, forgive her and fight for it.
Yes.
Fix it.
Yes.
This is when I teared up a little bit when Mitch and him are having the conversation, because this is a teenager who is worried. He's never had to worry. I mean, we started this entire show with his parents couldn't keep their hands off each other.
Right.
The whole time she's also having an affair, but he doesn't know that. He just sees his parents madly in love. That's his perspective. And he is now, this is one of those traumatic things that should consume him.
His world's falling apart at home.
Couple episodes, his big dramatic things were always with Joey. And we said, if there was something that if this had been the affair and he forgot his best friend's birthday because that was going on, we'd understand it. This would be one of those things.
Yeah.
If this was happening the same time that Pacey's birthday was happening, I would understand him being consumed by this and just it slipping his mind and forgetting. This is a big thing for no matter what age you are. It's a big deal.
It is. And then you've got Mitch who starts to break down about how his dad had all the answers to everything
Mm-hmm.
and that it implies that he's no longer around and that his dad never told him what to do or how to deal with if or when his wife cheats on him, and he's like, I never knew I needed to ask, or I didn't know I needed to ask. I'm sorry, but that still doesn't excuse your behavior
It doesn't.
or the way you've been acting, or
It cuts to Dawson though,
yeah, it
and you
does.
see on his face that he's finally seeing that his parents are not perfect
Yeah.
and that they're broken and don't know what to do either.
Mhm.
And he sees that they're using harsh words and yelling and other people to just mask the pain that
Mhm.
they're in. And so now again he is having to comfort and just kind of take that role on. I'm just, it just hurts me when these teenagers have to kind of take
Be
the
the adult.
be the adult and take the harsh realities of the world at
Yeah.
such a young age instead of just being teenagers and hanging out with friends and just having a good time.
Yeah.
And I know that's just the world. I know it is, but it's still,
Uh,
teenagers should not have to carry that much. They
mhm.
just shouldn't. I mean, high school is hard enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it now, it was in the 90s too, just in different ways, but high school is hard enough, and the things that they do have to deal with boyfriends and girlfriends, while it's not the end of the world, it does feel like it to them. And then you throw on top
Yeah.
of it family issues, mental health issues, it death, it it's a
Financial
lot
issues.
that they
Yes.
should definitely not have to be worrying
No.
about. It's a lot. And I just got really, I think when I was watching the scene with Dawson and Mitch, part of me went back and forth into James. Like, well, I think when I was watching it, I was seeing a father and son. Um, he had posted about James and just said I got to play his father once upon a time, and just it was just this sweet thing. And just when we see these scenes with a father and son,
True.
whether it's having a moment where you're saying a woman's behavior is erratic, or these moments where he doesn't really know how to fix his marriage and his son is having to kind of comfort him, it just really, like, it makes me cry.
Mhm.
Because while they're portraying it on TV in a fictional way, you develop that kind of relationship where
Mhm.
you feel like family off screen, and it just breaks my heart that they have
Well,
lost a
yeah.
family member. But that's not a part of the episode. But I did tear up. That was the first moment I teared up, and then Pacey and Andy.
Mhm.
But the other is when Dawson goes to the ice house because he
Mhm.
just can't be in the house anymore, and he goes to see Joey because she is his safe space.
Mhm.
He's not always hers. We do start to see that. She has other
Correct.
outlets and she's developing new outlets, but she is his safe space.
Mhm.
And she leaves with him, but she turns back to look at Jack, and that's where they look at each other and they are sharing the secret now. She does try to tell Dawson when they get back to his house,
Yeah.
but he stops her and she doesn't push forward. But
No.
I do think she also sees that he is really struggling
I
with
mean,
something.
there's lots that has happened,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember that he goes into a whole lot of detail. He just says he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to go back in that house, and whatever. And at that point, I don't think that Joey doesn't tell him in a ways that like in a sense of being cowardly. I think it's just she realizes this is not the right time.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Just to add on top of what he's already dealing
right.
with, it would have felt a little selfish. Like she just needed to get it off of herself.
Well, it would have been hurtful.
Yeah. But the other time when I start tearing up is when they're just sitting there and he just leans into her and she's just comforting him. It
Yeah,
makes me
I
sad.
feel like this is one of the first times we've really seen Dawson have like an emotional break.
Mm-hmm.
L-
That was warranted too.
Correct.
And valid. Yeah. And she just has to comfort him, and he's like clinging to her
Yeah.
because she is the only person that he feels 100% he can trust,
Mhm.
and that he feels safe with her. and that
Yeah.
she's not going to add to the pain he's already feeling from his parents because he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
know what's going to happen. We have the Mitch and Gail where they both can't do it anymore.
Mm-mm.
And she says, "Do you want me?" Doesn't finish her sentence, and he says, "I'll leave."
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad.
It is. And I mean, I not that I've been in Gail's shoes, that's not what I'm saying, but I totally can get where she is at, sitting there in that chair, just staring, tears running down her face, stuck. Like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's nothing else left at this point if he's not gonna move on.
Mm-hmm. At some point,
Someone's got to give.
something's got to give, and at some point, we have to stop lording this over her. Because yes, she did do this. She made a mistake. She had this affair. She got caught, but she's still trying to put in the work to fix it.
She's apologized, and like she says, I have apologized.
Mm-hmm. At
And
some
she
point, it's got to
has,
be his decision to.
right. Either the apology has got to be accepted and true, like, growth and rebuilding has to
Mm-hmm.
progress, or it's just gotta go one or the
Yeah,
other.
yeah, and they've hit that point, and so he's gonna leave. He
It's kind
says.
of like I didn't write this down, but I just in my head kind of thought finally,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean that is a miserable place.
Mm-hmm. It's the first time they're both truly being honest too about we
Mm-hmm.
can't do it anymore. It's not working, and it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad for them and their marriage that we don't know how long they've been married exactly, but I
Mm-mm.
mean, Dawson's 15, 16 years old, so,
A
longer than that.
while. Mm-hmm.
And
Well, we would assume.
yeah, yeah. Hard for Dawson, like we've already said, because he lives in a perfect fantasy world and now he's got to figure out how to deal with this where he does not have parents who to me are emotionally mature enough to help him walk through it
No.
because it doesn't seem like they know how to um, walk through their own grief
Yeah.
while
No.
still helping a child do it. So they're not going to be much help to him.
Mm-mm.
And so he's going to have to figure it out on his own. And it's going to be a floppy mess sometimes of him trying to trudge through it, honestly. But it is a terrible place to be, even as a teenager,
Yes.
because you don't fully know how to move on either because everything that you because it's a weird place of like when you're young, when you're super young, you really don't have a choice in what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
A court decides when you go, where you go, how long you go there.
Mm-hmm.
As a teenager, you have more say in what's going to happen because they don't want to disrupt your life as much. And it's like, okay, you have things going on this weekend. Okay, you don't have to come to my house this weekend, but we got to figure. So you have more say, but then it puts a lot of pressure on you as a teenager to feel like you need to
Choose.
choose and make and please both parents. And it's just too much for somebody. I feel for him. And right now, I think he handled every bit of it
Mm-hmm.
in an appropriate way for the
Mm-hmm.
age that he is, having never dealt with this before.
Agreed.
The end of this episode was also one of my favorite parts,
Mm-hmm.
where it's and how it's done and how they directed it and shot it was we no words are spoken,
Mm-mm.
but the camera just fluidly goes from one character to the next. It's shot really beautifully,
It
going
is.
from one character group or
Mm-hmm.
character singular in and out just very fluidly. It fades out from one into the next, and we just see them where they ended each of their storylines.
Mm-hmm. And some are similar, some are the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Mitch and Gail. They agree to end their marriage, so that scene ends. You've got Dawson, who's basically crying on Joey's
Mm-hmm.
shoulder. Jack, who's reading the poem on the dock under the moon, which also kind of leads you to still think questionably, could that be somebody to him?
Yeah.
but
I think he's just a sensitive guy. Yeah.
agreed. You've got Pacey who's holding Andy in her kitchen. Then you split, and well, technically Jack was a singular scene, but then you've got Mitch who's staring at the ceiling fan, Gail who's on the porch, Jen who's crying alone, and then it closes with Joey looking up at the moon, still holding Dawson,
Hmm.
with a familiar song playing.
Yeah. Everybody just has such heavy storylines in this episode, but
Yes.
think I I think the reason I liked the heaviness of it is because it felt very relatable and
Mhm.
very real. And even the way the characters handled things felt relatable.
Mhm.
And the way they responded felt relatable.
Mhm.
I mean, was I 16 years old making out with a 35-year-old?
No.
No. But
I hope not.
but the way that whole thing took place was exactly on brand for Jen's
Mhm.
character.
It
So
was.
it did nothing felt out of place to
No.
me. Um, and I kind of even forgot that Abby was in it, if I'm going to be honest. So I can take her out of the whole
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
But I loved the Graham's vulnerability and
Mhm.
honesty of I'm afraid of what's happening with you right now,
Yes.
and I'm scared for what could happen because of it.
Mhm.
And I think we see the reflectiveness of Jen thinking about that statement
Mhm.
and what she's doing to Grams, but what she's doing to herself, and
Yes.
how she has kind of taken 15 steps backwards from what she had become. And then we see Joey carrying this guilt all over her face that she's got to drop a bomb on Dawson, but she chooses to hold on to it a little longer because he's dealing with something so heavy right now that he doesn't know how to
Right,
handle.
and she's got to be strong for him in that.
But I will say, you know how Dawson usually handles things where it's all about him, and and by that I mean like something bad is happening. Like when Gail's affair came out,
Mhm.
somehow it turned into
Oh, I
the
know.
Dawson show,
I
you
know.
know? But this,
This
even
is
though
not
this
that.
is about him, this is affecting him
Yeah, but it's
very
different.
directly. He does not, he is fighting for his parents to reconnect or to forgive each other or just to communicate
I
the
think that
grief.
we've entered into a new level of unfamiliar territory that's so scary and so big right
Mm-hmm.
now that it can't really be turned back around on him. It's just too
Mm-hmm.
much.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes we need these heavy episodes
Mhm.
to really like I mean it's a drama.
Mhm.
We've got to bring the drama
Oh
and
yeah.
you know there's times where we watch an episode and go I got nothing from that.
Right.
I loved this episode because of the heavy nature of it,
Mhm.
which I know that's kind of weird and bizarre to
Well, no, I mean,
love one like that, but
I totally get that. I mean, I can't imagine being in his shoes. I don't know that I could have handled it as well as he did.
that's a big deal for us to say that about how he handles a situation, honestly, because
Oh
he
yeah.
hasn't had the best track record.
No.
But I think that shows some maturity.
Mhm.
And honestly, I think that maturity is not a linear thing. So we do see
You know.
him, you know, revert back to some of his ways, but we see all of them revert back to
Maturity is kind of a relative thing.
mhm, situational too. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's no rule book or roadmap
Mm-mm.
for how to handle big life events or traumatic events,
No.
and so sometimes we're going to handle them in a mature, appropriate way, and then sometimes we're not, or we're going to handle them differently and not understand how someone handles it versus how we handle it, like Jen and Graham's and the death of grandfather.
Mhm.
I think one of the best things about this show is that they do handle it in relatable ways.
Yeah.
Like
Most of it, yeah.
most of it, yeah, most of it. I think that it is relatable that for parents to be going through their own thing and they don't know how to help their kids through it too. They don't
Oh,
realize my
right.
kids are going through the same thing I am and
Yeah.
I need to help them through it. So I do think that that's very
Well,
uh, that's an appropriate thing that we're going to see.
on top of the burden of feeling that guilt and weight that they're having to put their kid through it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, do they feel that way? I don't know. We'll see. They should.
They should, but
I think Gail has those moments sometimes.
I think that went over Mitch's head
Mm-hmm.
in this episode.
Yeah.
Dawson is giving him a cry for help, and
Which
I
is
think
rare for him.
it is,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that Mitch is too already mentally out of there to even grasp it. Does that even make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he's already checked out.
Yeah.
Even though he won't be the one to just man up and say he's
Mm-hmm.
out and he's done, he's so mentally already checked out and just, in my opinion, giving Gail hell.
I mean, yes, she cheated. I'm
Right.
not ranking
No,
anything by any means, but how he is treating her is not good either.
no,
I mean, I'm not
nobody's
saying one is worse than the other
right.
by any means because I don't want it to sound like I'm
Nobody's
saying
innocent
that
here.
one's
Right.
off the hook. But the way he's treated her since then, I get the anger. I get you feeling hurt and betrayed, and it's hard to forgive that. But just the tongue lashing that they continue to give both of each other,
Yeah.
you're not treating her the way that, well, honestly, you have a teenage son who has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I just feel like this
What are
goes
you
back to the
teaching her
last
or
episode.
teaching him?
What
Yeah.
are you showing him of how you should be treating someone you love?
Right.
Even when they hurt you. I think that's still a great teaching opportunity of
Mm-hmm.
how you respond. I think what I love so far about season 2 is that our storylines are branching out and it's not just Dawson as the center and
Right.
everybody else is orbiting around him. He's kind of just out there floating by himself and we see
Mm-hmm.
everybody else having their own orbit basically.
Yeah.
I mean they get their own storylines like Pacey said a few episodes ago. I
Yeah.
deserve my own storyline.
Yeah.
We start to see that in season 2 where he is in their storylines. They are in his,
Mm-hmm.
but it is not him at the center and everyone else around him.
Right.
He thinks that sometimes, yes, but you know that's what I love about season 2 is we really start developing other things. I am ready to give my rating
Okay, go.
a 10.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. I think that it had everything because it was a full package for me, down
Mm-hmm.
to like the behind the scenes, the camera, the directing, the writing. Like I feel like it was a full package episode.
Truly, I can appreciate everything about where you're coming from.
What do you what do you say though?
You might
Don't go below. Don't go where you were before.
I'm not giving it a 1. I'm sorry. I feel bad after you've given it a 10.
It's okay. Everyone has their opinions.
I mean, the way it left me was on a 3. Just because, like,
because of the heaviness.
yes,
So okay, that added to my 10 actually. So we're just on opposite sides of that.
yes, I mean, like, I still feel it in my chest. Saying it was a bad episode.
Right. That's why I'm not mad at you for it
Right.
because you agreed on the episode itself.
Right. That's
like
what I
I
was
said,
saying.
yeah.
I don't think that we're
Yeah.
gonna be on opposing sides for like the meat of what this is, but just
Yes.
where it left me.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid.
I mean,
Everybody
like,
watches TV differently, so
if
I get
this
it.
had been something I was watching brand new in the middle of the week,
And then you had to wait a week. Yeah.
that would have put a damper on the next couple of days. Like,
Well, I know we were complete opposites in our number, but I still feel like we were on the same page.
yes.
And I understand why you gave it a 3. I really do. It's this part of the same reason I gave it a 10. So it tracks, really. You have anything else to add to this one?
I think that's it.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. If you loved hanging out with us, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube where you can watch this full video and follow us on Spotify so you never miss a rewatch. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok for clips, behind the scenes moments, and all the nostalgia your heart can handle. Leave us a comment, rate the show, share the episode with a fellow roomie. It truly helps more than you know, and we love hearing from you. We'll be back every Tuesday and Thursday with more laughs, more nostalgia, and of course, more rewatches. Until then, keep the remote close, the memories closer, and always be kind, rewind, and press play again. Bye, roomies.
Bye. Roll the credits. Press play again. 2 roommates, 1 remote is fully DIY. Editing, us. Producing, also us. Recording, yep, still us. Posting it everywhere, shockingly, us again. 2 roommates, 1 remote, 0 team. So please clap accordingly. Thank you very much.